First, we've got a proclamation we're going to present tonight. It says, whereas hunger and poverty, are issues of grave concern for each of us, and we are dedicated to the idea that no one should go hungry, and whereas hunger affects an estimated 30 million people, including 12 million children in the U.S., and whereas 40% of Fredonia school children qualify for free or reduced lunch, and whereas the congregation of the Fredonia Presbyterian Church on Central Avenue seek to engage our citizens in the fight against hunger, and whereas the church is sponsoring the Feed Fredonia Challenge, a 2-week-long endeavor to collect 5,250 pounds of food for the Fredonia Food Pantry, and whereas the challenge runs from October 6th through 18th, 2024, and many businesses, offices, community organizations, as well as the Fredonia School District and Fredonia State University have already committed to work towards this goal. Now, therefore, I, Michael J. Ferguson, with the power vested in me as Mayor of the Village of Fredonia, and our Board of Trustees, do hereby officially proclaim Friday, October 6th through Friday, October 18th, 2024, as Feeding Fredonia Challenge in the Village of Fredonia, and request residents to support this worthy cause by collecting and donating food. And with that, we'd like to have their board up here for a photo. Josh, if you wouldn't mind taking. Come on up.
Mr. Mayor, that was wonderful.
Connie Griffin, nice to meet you.
I know this guy. I know this
Balances
guy.
out.
This is political royalty right here.
Right? He's famous, huh?
Knock it off.
You're bad. Welcome to the Village of Fredonia, New York, for the regular meeting of the Board of Trustees. On this date, September 16th, 2024, a little bit of a late start at 7:05. Call this meeting to order. Do a roll call. Trustee Twitchell.
Here.
Trustee Wandell.
Here.
Trustee Syracuse.
Here.
Trustee Brockler.
Here.
And Trustee Esperson.
Here.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call for an approval of the minutes.
Whereas members of this board have read the official minutes of the Board of Trustees regular meeting of September 3rd, 2024. Now therefore, be it resolved that the board hereby approves the minutes as entered into the official minutes, and be it further resolved that the reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
Second.
Trustee Syracuse.
Aye.
Trustee Brockler.
Aye.
Trustee Esperson.
Aye.
Trustee Wandell.
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell.
Aye.
This portion of the meeting is for public comment. Any member of the public wishing to speak and once recognized shall stand at the microphone and state their name and address. Speakers will be allowed 3 minutes if speaking for themselves or 5 minutes if speaking on behalf of the group. I will ask the speakers to refrain from remarks that are in poor taste, slanderous, or not germane to any action taken or contemplated by the board.
Go ladies first round if that's okay. Davey Sedota.
You need a microphone?
No,
I think I can you hear me, Howard?
Yes.
He said, I'll be quick. I just have things to say. All right, and Davey Sedona, Fredonia. And I just had 2 points I wanted to make. One, I noticed, I've been coming to the meetings because I have an interest in some things that are going on. And I've been coming to the meetings, and first of all, I want to say something positive, and I want to compliment you, because I watch people come in at different meetings. So one time they came in because they were upset because we're losing the farm festival. And so the board got right with it, they listened, and we had a farm festival. Then maybe a few weeks later, or maybe it was the same meeting, there were probably 5 or 6 people upset about the playground program and how we're going to lose that. And so I thought, the board really got on that too, and did something about it. And so I think what perplexes me is that I've also watched many people, I mean tonight there aren't many, but I've seen crowds here that are really concerned about the water district. And I don't feel that the response has been the same. And I think it's complicated, and I only know what I know. Okay, I don't know what happens behind the scenes. I only know how it appears to me. And And I have some real fears. Okay, maybe I'm the kind of person that has fears all the time. But one thing that really terrifies me is the thought of, I live up on the higher elevation. And I'm afraid of what happened in Brockton this past week. I have a lot of connections in Brockton. I taught there for 25 years. And I happened to see a bunch of posts on Facebook where people were saying, what's going on with the water? What's happening with the water? And then somebody said, I don't know, I called CBI and I called the village and nobody's responding. I have no idea. But we don't have water, we turn the tap, there's nothing. Okay, and I thought, oh boy, no water pressure, what's happening? And then of course, you all know what happened, I'm sure. There was a boil water order, which we're familiar with, all right? So it doesn't just happen in Fredonia. And it was, a broken pipe, evidently. And so just today, they did lift the water. But it terrifies me to think of the plan that seems to be in place to pump water up the hill when Lincoln Avenue people are complaining that they don't have water pressure, they can't do their laundry till midnight. And then we see people in Brockton, our neighbors, who have had a real crisis in terms of, imagine going a week and then over 1,000 people didn't even have anything to boil, for how many hours. And I know you're aware of all this, so I don't want to insult you by telling you what you already know. What I'm trying to say is that it really concerns me because, the Farm Festival in 50 years isn't going to matter that much. It might to some people, but, to many people it doesn't. But I think this is a big thing. And I think it has been contentious, it's been a problem for a while, but, looking at our neighbors and then looking at the financial issues that we're dealing with, Dunkirk, I don't know how they got where they got, but when you have millions of dollars in debt, etc., So anyway, I just wanted to say, I'm really worried, and I hope you do make some good decisions, and I hope that you listen to us just the way you listen to those other people who came to speak. Thank you.
Thank you. Rob Clark.
I was trying to start as that, but I do have a compliment to the fire department. Ben Syracuse came over to the house with the crew and took my dad down to Brooks where he got an IV and set him up for a week of recovery from COVID. But that was very professionally done, and I thank your crew for that, but in particular Ben. I've had the newspaper strip every day. I read everything that comes in the paper. I'm keeping up with everything. And going all the way back into 2023, we see Fredonia suffering from a mission by one trustee, in my view, to change the water supply from what we're doing now. We see him operating on his own, outside of the view and knowledge of the full board. It's improper, it's costly, and it's hurting the village. If changing the village's water supply was as clearly the right thing to do, it would have been presented to the community with facts, supported by straightforward data, and not with multi-agency scare tactics, bullying, and misinformation. For all the Fredonia taxpayer money that's been spent, there still isn't enough clear factual information to make any kind of decision to change what we're doing for water now. The Village of Fredonia Trustees, you guys, remain the key to doing things right. It's in the hands of you, equally, with equal voting power. Do what you must do to shake off the persuasive influence. Be clear-minded, be objective and independent. Carefully weigh the enormous consequences you risk with your votes. Beyond the incalculable cost, think of all we'd be giving up and what we'd be left with. It's past time, in my view, to put an end to this costly, misguided endeavor and once again look objectively at what's in Fredonia's best interest. It only took 3 trustees to get into this mess, and it will take only 3 trustees to get it out. For starters, say no to new waste. Say no to additional, costly, agenda-driven studies on our dime. And don't be fooled by secondhand verbal offers of outside funding. Always be prepared to get stuck with a bill, just like our neighboring communities have. Thanks again, fire department.
Right. Thank you. It's the end of the public portion.
Oh, I have
Oh, you have a
one.
letter
I
of
do,
correspondence?
sorry, yeah. Dear Mayor and Board Trustees, for almost 15 years, I have enjoyed using the tennis courts at Russell Joy Park. Since adding pickleball courts to one of the tennis courts, I have had numerous unpleasant interactions with the pickleball players. Here are a few examples. I was playing singles one afternoon and a pickleball player came up to us and said that we had to leave because the league was about to start. We questioned him and he said, "Didn't you see the sign?" We still continued to play, but they made it so uncomfortable with moving coolers, bags, and chairs alongside our back court we left. Today, I was playing tennis at Russell Joy Park and I politely asked if they could move their personal items on their side of the court, which they did. I also told them that I would be happy to get their ball if it came into our court after we finished the point. They continued to retrieve their ball into our court in the middle of a point. I repeated myself to them to please stay off our side of the court. One of the pickleball players said, "Her name must be Karen." The definition of Karen is a middle-aged woman who is perceived as entitled or excessively demanding. It was such a toxic environment we left. Pickleball people do not understand the nuances of tennis. Additionally, adding the permanent posts for the pickleball courts adjacent to the tennis courts could be a collision hazard when playing doubles during a tennis match. In many municipalities, tennis and pickleball courts have their own facilities. Perhaps this concept could be considered. Best regards, Martha Matthewson. That's all I have.
You have correspondence on the
Yes.
fire department.
Correspondence dated September 5th, 2024 was received from the Secretary of the Fredonia Volunteer Company requesting to remove the following names from the active roll: Kaylee Cuiava, Kathleen Morano, Isaiah Rosado.
Be it resolved that the request to add the names Rebecca McDonald Page, Fredonia, Kelsey Burke, Fredonia, and Michael Petch, Brockton, to the active roll is hereby
Trustee,
approved.
can you read the names in the letter above?
Yeah, well, so those names weren't the accurate names?
They were not.
Okay. Be resolved that the request to add the names
Remove the name.
Kaylee,
Oh, yeah, let's remove the names.
It's remove the names.
okay, so
Yeah.
we need to change this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be resolved, the request to remove the names of the Fredonia Volunteer Fire Company from the active roll, Kaylee Kajawa, Kathleen Morano, and Isaiah Rosado is hereby approved.
Have a second?
Second.
Trustee Wendell?
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse?
Aye.
Trustee Brockler?
Aye.
Trustee Esperson?
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell?
Aye.
Correspondence dated September 6, 2024 was received from the Reverend Holly Clark Porter requesting village endorsement for the annual Feeding Fredonia Challenge and Festival.
Be resolved that the village board hereby endorses Fredonia Presbyterian Church's Feeding Fredonia Challenge and Festival to be held this year from October 6th through the 18th, 2024. A food donation box will be placed in Village Hall.
Second.
Trustee Wendell?
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse?
Aye.
Trustee Brockler?
Aye.
Trustee Esperson?
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell?
Aye.
That's good considering you already gave him the proclamation, so.
Yes.
You're done with
Correspondence was received from William E. Madison, Director of the Koch Foundation, requesting to hold a walk to remember on September 28, 2024.
Be it resolved that the request from William E. Madison to hold a walk to remember on Saturday, September 28th, 2024 is hereby approved, and be it further resolved that Memorial Walk will begin at 1 p.m. at the Harvest Chapel Church, 39 Madison Street, continue down Temple Street, and conclude at the new Memory Garden located at 25 Church Street, and refreshments will be available at the Barker Common Gazebo. A sidewalk permit and a certificate of insurance naming the village as additionally insured in the amount of $1 million will need to be filed in the clerk's office at least 2 weeks prior to the event.
Second.
Trustee Twitchell?
Aye.
Trustee Wendell?
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse?
Aye.
Trustee Brockler?
Aye.
Trustee Esperson?
Aye.
Correspondence dated August 27, 2024 was received from Mr. Robert Wisniewski requesting permission to place a plaque on Barker Common Bench in honor of the late Thomas Fisher.
Be it resolved that the request from Mr. Wisniewski to place a plaque on a Barker Common Bench in honor of the late Village of Fredonia Police Officer Thomas Fisher is hereby approved.
Second.
Trustee Brockler.
Aye.
Trustee Wendell.
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell.
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse.
Aye.
Trustee Esperson.
Aye.
That's it for the correspondence. The report here. My report, starting on September 7th, we want to congratulate Festivals Fredonia on a great Red, White, and Blues festival. Despite the weather, on day number 1, the turnout was wonderful, and again, another great addition to our community. I had a chance to go on the second night and met many people who graduated from here, who were born here, and those of us that live here. So we thank you for being here. It was a lot of fun. September 9th, we helped with kickoff the National Assisted Living Week, or month actually, at Fredonia Place. On September 10th, kicked off the announcement by the United Way that they will be combining North and South into one United Way of Chautauqua County. September 11th, had state water Zoom meeting, informational meeting on more water news for our community and some options. Chautauqua County work group, we worked with the SUNY group for placemaking, which included the discussion of Go Bike, who named our Go Bike project in the Village of Fredonia as one of their top 5 across New York State. It was well received by everyone, and some really great ideas about how Northern Chautauqua County is going to improve on its placemaking facilities. What that is different areas that the public can utilize, different places where they may even be able to come out and just sit and have a cup of coffee, but places that bring people together. September 12th, we had our weekly financial meeting with Alyssa LeBeau. On the 13th, we held a special meeting to discuss upcoming Canada Way Creek meeting with a Lake Erie group. And this morning, Michelle Twitchell, John Esperson, and I attended the same Lake Erie Management Group. They will be doing work on Canada Way Creek. They will have access not only on the Water Street parking lot area, but also behind the fire company, which goes back behind the gazebo. There'll be probably in 2025 a little fishing dock back there, and there's other improvements to Canada Way Creek that will be coming along, and they needed our approval to be able to do some of those things. On the 16th, attended the Legislative Committee in Mayville to discuss water options for the village water project. And I'll have an updated report on that. I didn't even think I was going to get here in time for tonight's meeting, but didn't have time to really put together the report on that, but I will have that for everybody this week. Trustee committee reports. Trustee Brockler.
I don't really have much of a report, but I do want to respond to some of the comments. I assure you that we will consider every option and its cost to the village and its residents when it comes to the water. And yes, the broken pipe problem could happen any day. We could be facing the same kind of situation any given day. Every community here has old pipes in the ground, and we need to be replacing those pipes as possible. So that's something that's very critical, and I assure you I certainly am concerned about it.
Thank you. Trustee Twitchell.
And as the mayor said, I did attend the Lake Erie Management Commission meeting today, and great news about fixing the streamline, the creek back there in back of the fire department. It was washing away a lot of the land and coming back up onto the parking lot back there. And it's a win-win because we will have an opportunity to have steps put in so we're able to have fishing in the creek back there. And I know that'll be a great opportunity for the village to have people come and fish here And once the White Inn opens up, we'll be able to have more people be able to stay downtown and just walk down to the fishing site. And I do have information I would like to share. I have reviewed the latest proposal from Labella dated August 22nd on Fredonia's water future. I'm very concerned that Labella is asking the board to approve funding by today's date and less than 3 weeks later for a study which is designated to eliminate the village's water resources. There are 3 reasons why a resolution to approve this funding should not be brought forward or should otherwise be tabled. First is the fact that this board has unanimously declared a fiscal emergency which precludes discretionary expenditures. The proposed study costs $70,000, and I've heard no discussion of where that money comes from. If approved, the total amount of payments to Labella for studies not related to maintaining our water resources is over $200,000. Let's not forget that this engineering firm misled our board previously to respect to New York State environmental law. The possible availability of funding the study from outside interest does not change the need for this board to approve the study. Second is the imposition of deadlines by outside entities for this board's critical decisions on water security and water revenue. Labella's deadline is tied to North County Water District schedule to begin constructing their proposed expansion in early 2025. The district is in deep debt and struggles with its own reliability and fiscal management issues. Sharing our water resources with other municipalities is a good thing for all, but a resolution in favor of this funding eliminates sharing. Approval of this funding merely confirms the fact that the district needs Fredonia water customers more than we need the district. Third, and most important, this board is now being asked by Labella to fund a study which contains a foregone conclusion, the decision to purchase all water from the district and abandon our water resources. This decision is an action, and a resolution to fund this decision is further confirmation of that action. This board learned 3 months ago that these decisions are actions as defined by the New York State Supreme Court. Also, we learned that these actions are subject to the New York State Environmental Quality Review Act. The court did not tell this board to abandon last year's goal of purchasing all water from Dunkirk and decommissioning our water resources. The court voided last year's resolution for its failure to comply with environmental law. Why have we not followed up on that? If the board's goal was so beneficial to Fredonia, now this board is being asked to make the same decision with respect to buying water from the district. The Supreme Court is not going away, and I don't want this board to make the same mistake twice. This board must file an environmental impact statement prior to approving a resolution to fund Labella's latest proposal. And that's all I have to report.
Trustee Wendell.
Thank you, Mayor. Just want to let the public know and all of you, I'm listening. I'm here listening. I heard Mr. Clark's comment tonight. Talked about some things that have occurred in the past, no decisions yet. Kind of take off on Trustee Twitchell's commentary here. We need a decision, we all know that. Let's study the facts and let's know the differentiation between facts and fiction. That's critical. So just some commentary there. I agree that we all need to be clear-minded, in your words, calculated and objective. Let's look at the facts. My reports are the following. I was just assigned to the cable board, and we have not, this was real recent, not yet had a meeting, but there are plans happening with things in terms of moving our facilities around here in this building. But my report tonight really centers on a meeting I had with Mr. Scott Marsh, supervisor of DPW today, this afternoon. We had a number of things were discussed, and I'm just going to outline them very quickly here. Lead pipe program. New York State is requiring all lead pipes to be mitigated, and there is a deadline for the village of October 30th. So Scott informed me that they are in line with that, tracking that deadline. What that entails is identifying who's got lead in their lines. It's not a real easy process, but it's in development. The issue with grants is certainly an issue with the village. We have to chase after the grants. There are WIA grants from water infrastructure grants from New York State, and there's a process there. So I'm working with DPW and our treasurer, Alyssa, to keep that on track so we can get the grants to do our lead replacement. The other aspect is underground distribution. So we talk a lot about water in our village. We should, but we also have everything below grade. And the distribution system is 100 years old, probably, or more. It's been 30% about replaced at this point, which means 70% is not replaced. There is a technique called slip lining, and it's being used in other village DPW communities. And Mr. Scott Marsh has been very interested in possibly employing that in our community. So we are working in that effort right now to see if that's a viable option for the village and cost effective. The fire hall water, I am told, is installed now. I believe that is correct. Okay. And
Meter, you mean the meter for the fire hall? Right?
yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, the meter, some complications with parts. And the commercial account meters are a bit unknown at this point, so that's being worked on. The village, DPW, is working with the various residents. It's a program that's been occurring over the years to replace all the water meters in the village, get them updated. The salter sander retrofit, which we will be having a resolution on tonight, I've been informed that that will be a big help for their department. And this week, there will be micro paving done on Castile Heights streets. And this is a more current technology process to surface the lining of the paving of the streets. So things are going on with DPW, and it's a lot of work, that limited funding, but we're working in that right direction. That's it.
Thank you. Before I move on, I want to let folks know too that I have been made aware that we're having some streetlight issues in the Castile Heights area with older streetlights. We're investigating that, seeing what we can do with that. Those were lights that were all kind of purchased at one point, one time, so there's not a lot of replacement parts for those, so we are working on that. We also have reports of a light up there that had a bare electrical wire, and it was addressed immediately and covered. Some of those lights are getting rusty. They've been there for quite a while, and we're going to do our best to replace those as we can. Thank you for your report. Trustee Syracuse.
We have a resolution on tonight for trunk or treat. It'll be October 26th, 11 to 1 in Russell Joy Park. We also have had now the contracts for all three unions on our desk for a little bit now. So I think we should probably set up a couple of meetings, special meetings sometime next week, for us to all kind of go over them as a board and any changes we would like to see. Obviously I won't be involved in one of those those contracts, so if we wanted to lump it 2 in 1. And then we changes we would like to see. Obviously, I won't be involved in one of those contracts, so if we wanted to lump it 2 in 1. And then we changes we would like to see. Obviously, I won't be involved in one of those contracts, so if we wanted to lump it 2 in 1. would be great. Probably during the day, so that way our department heads are here and can be involved in those conversations. So does everybody want to do like Monday and Wednesday and Thursday?
I have to look at my schedule.
Why don't we all submit some dates that will work for us?
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah,
sent
if we
out
wanna have
an
them-
email earlier this week asking for those, so
Yeah,
yeah, we can get those done.
Yeah.
yeah, probably have them into Anne Marie by Wednesday, so that way she can schedule it then she can schedule them Wednesday, and then we have enough notice. There'll be special meetings, so we will we'll call them to order, and then because they're contract negotiations, we will immediately go right into executive session. So obviously the public is welcome, but the meat of the meeting will be executive session. So
Anything else?
that's it.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Esperson.
Yeah, I attended the North County Water District meeting last week where the following was approved, and I'll read it as written. They authorized professional engineering services to be provided by county contract number 23-25-311 with Labella for the purpose of conducting additional evaluation and modeling of the Village of Fredonia water system to evaluate the potential interconnect between the Northern Chautauqua County Water District and the Village of Fredonia water system at a cost not to exceed $69,900. The funding will be provided through Chautauqua County ARPA funding, which was approved today, and additional state grant sources, which they are hoping to receive shortly. So the reason that there is no resolution is it's not costing us anything. It's being paid through other sources, which I announced at the last meeting. The reason that there's a deadline in there, Trustee Twitchell, is that we don't want to miss funding sources for whatever decision we want to make.
We haven't voted on this yet.
Did I say we voted on anything? All I
No.
said was we don't want to miss funding sources for whatever
We
decision we
haven't
make.
approved what you're talking about.
Funding sources?
We haven't approved what you're talking about. Receiving money, going ahead with this proposal. We need a seeker, John.
We don't need a
You haven't
seeker.
learned that lesson?
We don't need a seeker for
Okay, can we just
Yeah.
stick to your report?
We don't need a seeker for them to perform
Well,
this evaluation.
I'm sure the lawyer would love to hear about your information. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. If you want a resolution to pursue a different course of action, then make that resolution. You have the authority to do that. We all have Labella's number. We all have access to them. When I'm told
You're
that
the only
I'm
one
the
that's
only
been
one,
meeting with them.
talk to them. They've got a number, Michelle.
And that is incorrect.
Call them.
No, virtually
Call 'em.
everybody at this table has had a meeting with
Yeah.
Labella, has been
Call 'em.
invited to be in.
I haven't. I haven't been notified of any meeting.
Have you called them to talk to them about
No,
your
John,
concerns?
I have not
Okay.
been
Then
notified.
I don't want to hear about your concerns.
Yeah,
If you're not
you
willing
don't
to
want to
make
hear
that
about
phone call.
anything except what you want to do.
So when
It's
I'm
all about
told
Hey,
you.
Michelle, let him do his report. He
when
let
I'm
you do
told
yours.
that I'm the only one pursuing it, that actually is our responsibility as trustees to pursue a course of action that we think is in the best interest of the village. That's what we all should be doing. Whatever that course of action is, you need to look into it and pursue it. That's what we're supposed to be doing. All right? I better stop there. I'm done.
I just want to say I agree with that. I think that is, as trustees individually, at least individually, that's our responsibility to do whatever's in the best interest of the village, but we have to do our homework, which means we have to meet with people, we have to dialogue, we have to listen. It's not a simple process. It does take time and effort. So
3 months ago, a lawsuit was put in saying we were going too fast. Now, we're going too slow. We're doing our due diligence as a community, and everything is crystal clear and will be open during discussions. With that, Treasurer's report will not be held today as our treasurer is in NICOM training, which is in budget and was previously approved. Additional reports, Fredonia Police.
Fredonia Police Department report for the month of August 2024. Total incidents reported 1,009. Fredonia Central School calls for service 1. Accidents 24. Arrests reported 33. Vehicle and traffic incidents 118. Domestic incidents 18. Parking tickets not available. The Fredonia Justice Court report for the month of August 2024. Total number of cases closed, 109. Of those, vehicle and traffic, 90. Criminal cases, 13. Village ordinances, 4. Civil cases, 4. Total fines and surcharges, $5,162. Parking ticket fines, $365. For a total of $5,527. That's all I have.
Resolutions?
Be it resolved that pursuant to Section 5520 of Village Law, the following budget transfers are hereby approved. $7,000 from A 5142.411 snow removal salt to H 5110.2 street sander control system. And $5,000 from A 4540.43 ambulance training to A 3410.43 fire protection training.
Second.
Trustee Twitchell?
Aye.
Trustee Wendell?
Aye.
Trustee
Aye.
Syracuse?
Aye.
Trustee Brockler?
Aye.
Trustee Esperson?
Aye. Whereas the village requires the purchase of pumps to ensure redundancy for the water treatment plant, whereas Seward Equipment, Rochester, New York, provided a quote for the purchase of 2 Verter peristaltic pumps in the amount of $9,490, whereas the pumps are necessary for the village's purposes, therefore be resolved, the village board hereby authorizes the purchase of 2 Verter peristaltic pumps from Seward Equipment in the amount of $9,490.
Second.
Trustee Twitchell?
Aye.
Trustee Wendell?
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse?
Aye.
Trustee Brockler?
Aye.
Trustee Esperson?
Aye.
Whereas the village requires the purchase of a snow salter system for the Department of Public Works, and whereas Boyle Motor Sales of Jamestown, New York provided a quote for the purchase and installation of a Force 5100 EX sander control system for $7,000, and whereas the salter is necessary for the village's purposes, and therefore be it resolved, the village board hereby authorizes the purchase of the Force 5100 EX sander control system and installation for $7,000 from Boyle's Motor Sales.
Second.
Trustee Brockler?
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse?
Aye.
Trustee Wendell?
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell?
Aye.
Trustee Esperson?
Aye. Be it resolved that Noah C. Cafaro of Lakewood, New York is hereby appointed provisionally as a full-time firefighter paramedic with the Village of Fredonia Fire Department effective September 16th, 2024 at a rate of $23.73 per hour, and will be attending the Fire Academy in Buffalo beginning September 23rd at a cost not to exceed $4,000, which has already been part of the budget.
Trustee Wendell?
Oh, second.
Trustee Twitchell?
Aye.
Trustee Wendell?
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse?
Aye.
Trustee Brockler?
Aye.
Trustee Esperson?
Aye.
And just so everybody is aware, that's not an additional firefighter, that's replacing a retirement that we had earlier. Whereas the Village of Fredonia's Recreation Department wishes to hold a Halloween trunk or treat on Saturday, October 26, 2024, and whereas the trunk or treat event will take place at Russell Joy Park Upper Pavilion, and participants will trick or treat among parked vehicles, enjoy cider and donuts and entertainment from various musical performers between the hours of 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. on October 26th. Now therefore be it resolved that the Village of Fredonia's Halloween trunk or treat event is hereby approved and is subject to the direction of the Fredonia Police Department.
Second.
Trustee Wendell?
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse?
Aye.
Trustee Brockler?
Aye.
Trustee Esperson?
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell?
Aye.
Whereas water operator trainee Jonah Brock, Dunkirk, New York, successfully passed the Chautauqua County Health Department on-site assessment test, now therefore be it resolved that Jonah Brock hereby approved to water treatment plant operator effective immediately at a rate of $22.25 per hour.
Second.
Trustee Syracuse?
Aye.
Trustee Brockler?
Aye.
Trustee Esperson?
Aye.
Trustee Wendell?
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell?
Aye.
There was another resolution placed in our boxes later today that doesn't meet the requirements for a walk-on, but because the school begins before our next meeting, I am going to sponsor this resolution.
And I'll second it.
Trustee, what is the resolution?
Well, you want to read the correspondence? You want me to read it?
Yes.
I can do it. Correspondence dated September 16th, 2024 was received from Louis Fred, supervisor of the water treatment plant, requesting to send Corbin Dissel to basic laboratory skills training.
Be resolved with a request from Louis Fred to send Corbin Dissel to basic laboratory skills training September 18th, 2024 at JCC North Campus at a cost not to exceed $120 is hereby approved.
Second.
Trustee Syracuse.
Aye.
Trustee Brockway.
Aye.
Trustee Esperson.
Aye.
Trustee Wendell.
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell.
Aye.
Unless there's a reason to go into executive session, and end this session.
I make a motion that we end the meeting.
Second?
Trustee Twitchell.
Aye.
Trustee Wendell.
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse.
Aye.
Trustee Brockway.
Aye.
Trustee Esperson.
Aye.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next Village of Fredonia workshop will take place on Wednesday, September 25th, 2024 at 9 a.m. in the trustee room, this very room, second floor, Village Hall. The next Village of Fredonia board meeting will take place Monday, September 30th, 2024 at 7 p.m. in the trustee room, second floor of Village Hall. Thank you very much. Have a great night.